Underground street racing USA versus Japan. When the city sleeps, the streets awaken. Engines scream, tires scorch the pavement, and reputations are forged in smoke. From Tokyo's winding mountain passes to Los Angeles's endless highways, underground street racing is more than a sport, a culture, a rebellion, a way of life. But why risk so much for speed? What fuels the obsession with this dangerous thrill? Today, we dive into the adrenaline-charged world of underground racing, comparing Japan and the US, uncovering history, secrets, and raw emotion. Subscribe and stay locked in. This is a ride you don't want to miss. Where it all began, street racing wasn't born yesterday. It has roots as deep as the automobile itself. Even before cars, people raced carriages. But once the automobile arrived, the need for speed exploded. Over time, street racing evolved. Through iconic automotive eras, the hot rod craze of the 60s, the muscle cars of the 70s and 80s, the Japanese import invasion of the 90s and 2000s, and the rise of supercars in the 2010s and beyond. These races usually take place in remote areas, industrial zones, isolated highways, or desolate backroads away from law enforcement's radar. Whether spontaneous or planned, racers use radios, GPS, and even police scanners to stay ahead of the law. But make no mistake, this isn't a game. Street racing is deadly. There are no safety nets, no paramedics on standby. One wrong move can end a life, yours or an innocent bystander's. And yet the culture refuses to die. In America, it kicked off in the 1960s on Woodward Avenue, Michigan, where limited access to racetracks forced thrill seekers to take to the streets. From there, it grew into a full-fledged lifestyle, a pulse-pounding rebellion powered by roaring engines and defiant spirits. Why risk it all? Street racing is chaos at more than 100 miles per hour. It's raw, unpredictable, and wildly illegal. With no helmets, no harnesses, and no medics, the danger is ever present. Accidents can be fatal. Legal consequences, jail time, heavy fines, and vehicles impounded with no insurance coverage. Still, racers chase the rush. Why? It's not just about speed, it's about pride, legacy, defiance, and belonging. Street racing is a code, a community, a culture, and nowhere is this more distinct than in Japan and the United States of America. Japan, precision, secrecy, and honor. Japan's street racing scene is a masterclass in technique and tradition. Two iconic racing styles dominate the underground: Touge and Waigansen. Touge, meaning mountain pass, unfolds on Japan's treacherous mountain roads, like those in Gunma or Hakone. These tight, curving roads demand precision. It's not about horsepower, it's about control. Think of it as drifting ballet at high speed. A minor slip can send a car flying off a cliff. This is where Initial D made the Toyota A86 a legend, a humble car outclassing beasts through sheer skill. Waigansen, by contrast, takes place on Tokyo's Bayshore route, long smooth expressways built for speed. Here, it's all about velocity. Cars like the GTR and RX-7 hit over 300 kilometers per hour. This is the domain of the Midnight Club, an elite group of racers who lived by a strict code, never endanger civilians, always race with honor. Japanese street racing is shrouded in secrecy. Laws are harsh, penalties are brutal: car confiscation, license revocation, and prison time. Yet the racers persist. Not for fame, for passion, for perfection. This isn't mayhem. It's a disciplined, high-stakes art form. USA, power, bravado, and spectacle. American street racing is its beast, loud, fast, and full of swagger. Unlike Japan's technical finesse, United States racing celebrates raw muscle, boldness, and performance. From the neon streets of Los Angeles to Miami's back alleys, American racers show up to dominate. In the 1960s, the Mustang, Corvette, and Charger ruled the streets. Later, the scene welcomed Japanese imports, Supras, Evos, and Toro SXs, fusing power with agility. American races often take place in abandoned industrial parks or straight freeway stretches. It's not just speed, it's dominance, reputation, and sometimes recklessness. Then came the Fast and the Furious. The early 2000s film franchise catapulted street racing into pop culture glory. Suddenly, everyone wanted it. The movie didn't just glamorize racing, it made it a global obsession. Car clubs formed, mods became art, races turned into events. But fame has a dark side. With the rise of social media, the pursuit of clout brought chaos, street takeovers, burnouts, and crowded intersections. Viral stunts, all dangerously illegal. What began as an underground tradition spiraled into reckless public displays. Versus the underground and both nations. Street racing is a high-risk gamble with severe consequences. In Japan, police crack down hard. Fines, arrests, and total license cancellation are common. Zero tolerance. Racers must operate in shadows or not at all. In the US, street racing is a felony. Racers face arrests, vehicle seizures, suspended licenses, and sometimes lethal police chases. With no safety measures, deadly accidents are frequent, often involving uninvolved drivers. Still, despite the crackdown, the underground lives on, because for some, the risk is worth the reward. Street racing isn't about the law, it's about freedom, skill, and making a mark. Pop culture's role in shaping the scene. Global media played a huge role in igniting street racing's global appeal. Japan gave us initial D and Wangan midnight anime and manga that turned drifting and high-speed duels into legend. These stories made heroes out of drivers and icons out of cars. In the West, The Fast and the Furious rewrote the script. It wasn't just about racing anymore, it was family, loyalty, style, and adrenaline. The Toyota AE86, Mazda RX-7, and Nissan GT-R, they weren't just cars anymore. They were characters, symbols. Games like Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, and Midnight Club pushed it further, letting fans live out the fantasy safely from their screens. These digital worlds brought real-world racing culture to the masses and inspired a new generation of gearheads. Legacy of the underground. Its core. Underground street racing is a culture of risk, rebellion, and obsession. Whether it's the razor-sharp corners of Japan's Tuge or the roaring highways of the United States, these races aren't just chasing speed, they're chasing purpose. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, it's illegal. But for those who live it, racing is life. The road is the canvas, the car is the brush, and the masterpiece is written at 150 miles per hour. So we ask you, is the thrill worth the danger? Conclusion. If this deep dive into the after the screeching tires and midnight roars, ask yourself, is street racing reckless rebellion or a raw form of expression? Is it chaos or untamed art? If you had the keys in an open road, would you do it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your side. And if this video sparked something in you, like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who lives for speed. We've just scratched the surface. The underground calls. Are you ready to answer? World of Underground Racing got your heart racing? Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more high-octane content. Would you risk it all for the rush, or leave the racing to the movies?